Liverpool 5, AS Roma 2, in a game that should have been 5, 6, 7, 8, nothing. Liverpool finds a way to give up 2 goals, but they go to Roma for the second leg of the Champions League semifinal with a 3-goal advantage. I'm here with our PFC boy, Bussington, aka Huss. Massive Liverpool fan. Been watching the game. We've been texting back and forth for the whole 90 minutes. Lots of action. Figured we'd throw this live real quick as a reaction. Huss, what do you think of you boys, man? How are you feeling?
Man, I was going into the game. I was sweating. I was nervous. Look, as much as I have confidence in the boys, the big stage going against some absolute legends with Roma. I didn't know exactly which Liverpool was going to show up because we saw against West Brom, and now we have them here in the Champions League semifinals. They've scored the most goals out of all the teams. They've been remarkable in this competition. And the number one guy we got to talk about, Mo Salah, he's facing his former team. This guy, oh my Lord. Look, at the beginning, Roma looked like they're going to score, especially right after Ox goes down with that nasty knee injury. He can't even walk off the field. He gets stretchered off. Barely got off the side of the field. Got stretchered off all the way. And then there was like a good 5 minutes where Roma looked like they're going to score. And then you got Kovacic. Kolarov. That shot. Zero
Dude,
spin.
He's got such a cannon, man. Kolarov, underrated shooter. Played left back at Man City for a while. Eventually left when Man City decided to upgrade that position. But, man, this dude's got a shot. That one was a bit of a knuckle because if you see the replay, the ball is shot and the ball's not spinning in any direction. I think that's why Karius was a little thrown by it. But, you know, he recovered, made the save, got a little bit lucky. Ball came off the crossbar.
It looked like he didn't even hit the ball. It felt like he just kind of like was tossing it in. He hit it so perfectly.
That it was all technique.
Power.
Yep.
Oh my goodness. Then the boys turned it up a notch. They got lucky.
By the boys, do you mean one man in Mo Salah?
Well, all right. Here's the difference, though. I'm not just going to say it was Mo Salah today. It was a lot on the stat sheet with him. But let's go after a couple people. Hendo, holy crap, dude. He's going after Nainggolan, Strootman, and De Rossi. And
Huss, do you know, okay, on that quick point about Hendo, my boy, sorry, I had to jump in, cut you off.
No worries.
Do you, not you specifically, because I'm sure you respect him and stuff, but are people starting to see the value of this man at Liverpool, man? He's the captain. He plays with his heart on his sleeve. He never hides, always ready to stick someone when he needs to. Nainggolan today, for the first 70 minutes of this game, did not have a clue what to do about Hendo. Strootman too. Their midfield was completely paralyzed.
Well, I can be very assured that 2 of us 4, I think it's no hiding which 2 we're talking about, don't really like Hendo. I don't think this game really made too much of a difference. I think that they said, oh, yeah, he played well, but they don't rate him.
For sure.
See, the thing with Hendo, though, he can have this game, and then he can absolutely disappear at times. Because I know that, what was it, maybe 2 months, 3 months ago, I got into a huge thing. I was hated on him big time. I'm saying that we're never going to win a Champions League. We're never going to win a title with Hendo in the middle. And look, we still might not. But at least now, if he can do back-to-back performances, you got to give him the respect. You got to say at least he's doing his job at a big stage. Because
dude, and this year he's been really good this year, man. As far as his health, obviously he's missed games here and there, but it's not like last season where he'd miss months at a time. So maybe he's playing through the cortisone. Maybe it's, you know, the injury is sort of not as flared up as it was last year. Who knows? But man, I'm happy to see this guy. Liverpool's in a Champions League final. And it's partly because Hendo had stuff to do with it. Obviously the whole team, and we got to give Salah his props, but that driving force in that middle to keep everyone honest, to keep everyone working hard, I think is severely underrated. You look at Patrick Vieira, Roy Keane. Obviously, you know, Hendo's not that class, but that position is such an underrated position. Fernandinho doing it right now at Man City, you know.
And look, I was nervous because when Ox went off, Liverpool only has one midfielder on the bench because of all the injuries that they had. They have Wijnaldum. He came on. He played well. Look, it's a home game. Everyone knows he plays better at home. He had a decent game. I think before we get into like all the goals and everything, the one person besides Lovren that I can say that did not completely show up, Sadio Mane. Defensively, he did well.
Shout.
Offensively, his first touch was off. His passing was off. His shooting obviously was off. So that as much as you want to say, oh, well, Roma scored those 2 goals, but at the same time, let's remember that Sadio Mane did not have a good offensive game. Those goals should have went in. He would probably have at least 2 goals in this game. This could be 7-2 easily on a normal day.
Easily, man. And this is what I've been critiquing Sadio Mane about. If you guys listen to the show, by the way, you can get it on iTunes, Google Play, Stitcher, everywhere you get your podcast. You can find us, Podcast FC Show. But anyway, yeah, I lost my point. I completely lost my thought.
Sadio Mane?
Oh, yes, Sadio Mane. This is what I've been critiquing him about, that he's in Salah's shadow. And I don't think it's because it's a negative thing, but I just think he's overthinking himself a little bit. Last year, he gets those kind of opportunities he got today in this game. He puts at least one of those away, probably 2 of them or both of them, but at least one of those today. He was super cowish. Eventually got his goal, of course, but he got it in a place where it was near impossible to miss. It was harder to miss than to score, but good for him, man. Salah's killing it. Firmino's balling. Mane, he's balling too. He's chipping in.
Yeah, you know what? With Mane, I don't think he's really in his head too much. It's for the fact that we didn't have somebody to rate him against last year, like a Salah, because he did pretty much the same amount stat-wise with goals and assists. He actually had a better season, I think, this year, stat-wise. But when you are paired up against a guy who's literally breaking records, then, I mean, look, after Mane's goal, when Salah had the assist, what Mane do? Went over there, huge hug. If anyone ever thought there was a drama between them, it is squashed.
Yeah, no, there's no drama. There's absolutely no drama. This is a team. This is a proper team. Even though Salah is clearly the stat leader of this team, the producer, the face. There's no, I joke about Salah FC in that as pundits, we can say this team is all Salah. I mean, he gets subbed off in the 70th minute. Liverpool completely lose control of the game, give up 2 goals. So when I say Salah FC, it's not to crap on the other guys, but it's to say this guy's so important. You lose him, you might lose, the identity of this club right now.
So real quick, well, not real quick, I guess, but Liverpool, they're much better when they score the first goal. That first goal from Mo Salah, it got to the point where they had so many close chances. And when that's a perfect shot that hits crossbar into side netting. You cannot get any more perfect than that. And it got to the point where 2-3 minutes worth, I was laughing. I was almost giggling uncontrollably because that's how good it was. And Liverpool really haven't seen anyone like that since Luis Suarez. So after so many close chances, and then he does that, where that's 10 out of 10 shooting for me.
Yeah, man, it's absolutely unbelievable. I mean, this goes to show you like that Roma didn't necessarily do their homework as well as they thought. In the press conference, they were saying they have a plan for Salah. My man gets 2 goals, 1 assist. 2 goals, 2 assists, my bad. So you cannot back off this guy, but it's also hard because he's so strong. You can't really stay tight on him because he's got the breakaway speed. He's got the strength to hold you off, turn you. He's unplayable right now. This is a definition of unplayable. This guy cannot be stopped this season. A lot of people are giving him props. A lot of people are getting their knee pads out for this dude. I'm not one of those dudes yet. I can admit since Cristiano Ronaldo, this is the best individual season I've seen. Maybe Suarez as well can get a bit of a taste of that. Huh?
Not Messi? This is Messi.
No, I'm talking EPL. No,
Oh,
EPL.
sorry.
Messi hasn't done jack shit in the EPL.
I thought you were talking about Champions League and everything.
No, I'm talking about an entire season as a whole. My man is absolutely killing it. I don't want to, come off like I'm not giving this guy's props. I'm just curious to see if he can do it next year, but not to get carried away about that. Let's focus on today. 5-2 Huss. You guys are, I don't want to jinx because, I'm Premier League first. I hate Liverpool. I hate Man City, all that. But when it comes to Champions League, I'm Premier League first. I'm quietly content that Liverpool looks like they have 1 foot into the final, hoping they can get it together, hold on, and make it all the way through to the final.
Yeah, it is strange though because look, the final was 5-2. It's not too often when you can win by 3 goals and feel like you lost the game.
Agreed. Great shout, man. Great shout. Yeah, the players hung their heads a little bit. I think it's because, man, you had a perfect fucking game. If you ended this game even 3-0, if you ended it with a clean sheet, it doesn't have to go all the way to five, even 2-0, 3-0, playing the way you played, it would have felt better for the players and the fans. Now, when that final whistle went off, obviously Anfield cheered, but you could hear the cheers were a little bit muted. People are very nervous, especially because Roma came back against arguably the best team in the world right now, blanked them at home. Roma has not given up a Champions League goal this entire season. Champions League home goal this entire season. But if anyone can break that record, it's Mo Salah and the gang in the second leg. Huss, how are you feeling about the second leg?
I'm feeling okay. Look, we talked about Salah coming off the field. It was almost like a cool breeze during a summer day where you just felt the shift. But it wasn't just that. Well, look, Danny Ings came on. They had nobody else to put on that side. I was talking about you can't take this guy off. I'm okay with taking him off. The real problem wasn't Salah coming off in my mind. It was the fact that then they started settling down. They started passing the ball around. Because when they first got into trouble, it was because they were passing the ball around. Then they started shifting into long ball and beating the defense because they're pressing high. They only had the three back. So then when they had the lead, they started passing the ball around. They started doing what got them into the problems. So just whoever's at that wing, keep going for that long ball. That's all you have to do. Just keep on doing what you've been doing. Firmino, Mane, and Ings, forget about Salah. He's already off the field. They still would have been able to score a goal if they weren't just trying to ping it around and just hit that ball over the top.
Yeah, I agree, man. There's not much more to say about this game. Liverpool class performance. Obviously, it's marred by those 2 goals at the end. Dzeko scores in his 4th consecutive Champions League game. So this guy's on fire. He'll be looking for a 5th when they head back to Roma in a couple of weeks. In a week, actually, not even a couple of weeks. Next week is the rubber match. But, man, I can say congratulations to Liverpool. Congratulations to Salah. This guy is having an incredible season. I haven't seen this kind of output since CR7. And he actually has more output because he's done it over more games. He's not one of these players scoring in bunches. He scores consistently every game or every other game or so. So you got to give a man his props when he's due. Again, I'm curious to see if he can put it together back to black. We'll see. But man, this dude could literally win you a Champions League. It's unbelievable. You're so lucky to have a magician like this playing for your club.
Well, the couple things that really have me worried. One, look at all the bickering. You had the loss of concentration by Dijon Lovren instead of Dejan.
Dijon.
Yeah,
Dijon Mustard Lovren.
Look, when he is being Dijon, he's a perfect complement to Van Dijk, who's the ketchup. But man, that guy, he left his man wide open for that. He can't be doing that. He's in Champions League right now. If you want to be on this team, you got to have your shit together. Your stuff together. Sorry, I'm just a little amped up right now. And then you got Wijnaldum yelling at Trent. You got Karius yelling at Van Dijk. You have Hendo yelling at Lovren. At the point, I understand that you guys care and you want to get each other back on track, but I don't like the fact that they're just screaming at each other right now. I do to a point, but it was just constant, just yelling at each other.
Yeah, that's the problem, man. When things stop going your way, the best teams in the world don't start turning on each other, So that's something, but that's not a big. I hear what you're saying. Klopp is going to squash that. Klopp is literally the Pied Piper, man. He did it at Dortmund, just getting those young kids to play together, to support each other. You've seen it at Liverpool. We've seen the progression year over year, the system he's trying to put in, the identity he's trying to give these players. So, like you're saying, it's a good thing to see it. Once in a while, players getting at each other a bit, shows a little spirit, shows a little care. But I agree with you. It was a little excessive today, but you can understand the pressure of the semifinals. I'm sure Stevie G was in the stands. I didn't quite see him on the telecast, but I'm sure he was in the stands. So these players know exactly, who's watching, the Kenny Dalglish's, the Ian Rushes of the world. So there's a bit of pressure on these guys, but man, to go up to Roma with a 3-0 lead, I think Klopp would have given his right hand for that. So It's looking great, man. And just real quick on Lovren, absolutely devastating error today for that goal that he gave to Dzeko, mistiming his jump. But I was looking at who scored, man. He's rated with an error. He got a 6.5. An error and a yellow card. He got a 6.5. Virgil van Dijk got a 6.6. So outside of that error, that gives you an idea of the kind of game Lovren had, man. He was absolutely, absolutely played out of his mind, except that one mistake. But at this level of competition, you're judged on your one mistake. You can play a perfect 89 minutes. You screw up that 1 minute, you're judged on this. This is the big stage. So definitely, I think next season they need to get some competition in that back line, proper world-class talent to put next to Virgil van Dijk, and you guys might put together a 38-game run to win a Premier League.
Yeah, and the big thing is Liverpool, I think they're just getting tight at the end.
Sure.
Now
Absolutely.
with Ox down, the next man up, I mean, the first person off the bench is Ings. They don't even have.
No, it was Weege. Weege was the first one off the bench.
I'm saying going into the next leg. They don't even have a midfielder.
Gotcha.
They don't have a midfielder on the bench.
Yeah, man, that's what happens. So next year you're gonna see like Emre Can, obviously, what's his name? Keita's coming in, but a guy like Emre Can would have been perfect for a game like today, to sort of keep that defense or that shape, for Liverpool when they went when Salah came off the field. But yeah, man, depth is gonna be an issue, dude. This summer you got to spend 200 mil, get some proper talent in there, get some cover. I mean, what happens if Trent Alexander goes down, or what's his name on the other side, Robertson? You know, like, are you gonna go? Are you gonna go back to Milner? Are you gonna go to Moreno? Like, you got to start addressing that stuff this summer.
Moreno's out. Moreno has to be out, in my mind. But I think that's going a little unnoticed. Just Trent and Robertson, how well they're playing. I mean, yeah, they might miss a pass here and there, but they're looking like locked down corners over there. They're just like on their own for their age to shut down proper wingers. I mean, these guys, like, well done.
I was just gonna say that, man. And these are kids. Trent Alexander. Sorry, I'm looking up his age real quick. Trent Alexander is 19 years old, guys. 19, and this guy's playing in a Champions League final, error-free. You could say this is one hot year. You know, like the first year when a young player breaks into that first team squad, he's playing fearless because he doesn't have, you know, a scale to rate his performances on. Every performance is a new tick on that performance chart. Next year, he's going to have to play at the same level. That's when you'll start to see maybe a bit of shaky legs, a bit of nerves, or not. If he's real, he'll continue this progression, but he might show his youth. Same thing on the other side with Robertson, also another very young player who's looking promising. But it's a good problem to have, man. You got young kids who look like they're going to be real. This is the type of talent Klopp tends to bring to a club, man. And I'm so envious of you guys. This is great, man. This is great for the Premier League. This is great for English footy. But it sucks for Man United. I'll tell you that much.
I just keep going back to what Al said, how way back months ago, he was saying how Robertson is Scottish and Liverpool have never won a Champions League without a Scottish player. So I just love the fact that we got one. We got one back on the team and we sat doing well again. So I think it should be a rule at all times. Liverpool needs at least one Scottish player on the team. Whether he's plays or not, just put him on the squad.
For sure, man. And to clarify my point, Robertson's 24. I consider that still young when you've made a jump from a small club to a big club. You know, so he's considering, like, you know, he was playing for Hull City a couple of years ago. Like, this is a fledgling career for him. Maybe age-wise, he's right around that age where he starts peaking. But, man, even some of the crosses he put in today, obviously he's renowned for his crosses, but he has at least one cross per game. And I'm like, what the fuck was that? Like, just brilliant vision, brilliant accuracy, brilliant pace on it. The whip is always there, as Tom would say.
Well, I'm talking about his own physical pace.
That too. Absolutely, man. He's got it all. He's got all the pieces to be an incredible left back. But anything else before we wrap up, Huss? I'm done with my knee pads. I'm taking my knee pads off.
You know what? In a way, I'm not happy that they scored, but I hope that this Liverpool squad can take those 2 goals and turn it into something positive and get more focused.
Yeah, that's a great shot, man. This allows them to stay concentrated, to stay focused. Because if they went in with 5-0, they could easily, you know, be upset at Roma. But Yeah, that's a great shot, man. Those 2 goals might be exactly that shot of reality that they needed.
And they did the same thing against West Brom. They take Salah off and they can see 2 goals.
Salah FC, bus. Salah FC.
Keep
All right,
them
guys.
on.
Thank you for joining us for this quick breakdown. We'll probably have another one either tomorrow or the next week for Champions League. Obviously, every Monday we have our EPL review, and we'll have another review for you this Monday as well. We thank you for your support. Check out our store. Go to podcastfcshop.com or podcastfcshow.com. Either those, and check us out on social media at Podcast FC Show across all the social media channels. We appreciate the support, guys, and we'll catch you soon. Peace.